Hey, wonderful, wonderful, my beautiful people. A pleasant Sunday morning to you. Afternoon. Where am I going with morning? If you have not yet made Jesus Christ your personal Lord and Savior, please feel free to do so. He's the best being ever. And that would be the best decision you would ever make. Now, beautiful people, I bought the Sunday Gleaner today. And I'm scrolling through and saying, what can I vlog on? And I saw something. The caption is, I felt violated. Female teacher speaks out against harassment from same-sex student. Dear Lord, I don't know what is happening, what's going on. So a Gleaner writer, Janet Silveria, and this is what it says, Western Bureau. Anyway, a female high school teacher is speaking out about a disturbing case of harassment at her school, revealing that she has been repeatedly targeted by a 15-year-old female student known for making inappropriate advances towards staff members. I mean, it's almost like I'm about to say gone are the days when it would have been the opposite sex. You know, the man kind of, pursuing, or the young boy pursuing the woman, which is, natural, and in terms of the pursuing of women by men. And when you hear of it, in terms of same, it can be very, very difficult and violating and awkward. I mean, all those feelings of angst and fear and anger mixed in one. Anyway, it says, in an emotional interview, the educator, who asked not to be named for fear of retaliation, described multiple instances where the student allegedly rubbed up against her in a sexual manner and engaged in persistent, inappropriate behavior toward other female teachers. My God. The homes. And, some studies have shown that when you find things like these, the homes can be probably highly abusive, where you have an overbearing mother who is very, very caustic and vitriolic and abusive in her words. So that female child lacks a feminine touch and the female love, that healthy female love that she ought to get from her mother, and because that is lacking, naturally her body is searching for that. But when she searches for that, the enemy creeps in and twists the entire engagement, the entire encounter, and make it to be a sexual one, as opposed to one that I need a motherly love. She's 15-year-old, she's still a child. It's sad. Right, towards other female teachers. This is the second time she's done this to me. This is a teacher speaking. The teacher said, she rubbed up against my private area. It was deliberate and I felt violated. Oh my God. The teacher says complaints about the student's behavior have been made before, but school authorities have hesitated to take decisive action, in part because of the potential backlash related to the student's identity and the perceived sensitivities around discussing harassment within the LGBTQ plus context. Schools tend to hush these things when people make complaints, the teacher said. But this time they say it's going to be permanent. She's going before the board. According to the teacher, the student has a history of problematic conduct. Naturally, again, there's problems in the home. She's been known for things like this for years, she explained. Recently, she started touching people, female teachers especially. What has made the situation even more distressing, the teacher said, sorry, I was about to yawn, what has made the situation even more distressing, the teacher said, is a lack of remorse shown by the student or her parent. I can see where she would show a lack of remorse, because at her age, and if she's troubled, remorse is going to be the last emotion for her to feel. The parent probably is embarrassed, so she may not know what to do. So I can't say she's not remorseful. I don't know. She's similar. So that one would be a very difficult one. Yeah, maybe a psychologist would be best able to diagnose that. There was no apology, no sense that anything was wrong. She said one parent even said, "What should we expect?" Dear Lord. While the school has finally acted to remove the student temporarily, requiring her return only with a parent and face the school board, the teacher believes the problem is larger than one individual, which I agree with the teacher. These children are sex-driven and dangerous, she said bluntly. You like it means, they make the comments in front of you like it means nothing. There is no respect for authority anymore. I agree with it. There, even though this is of a sexual nature, it's a sad situation because back in the day, I mean, I never saw these things, to be honest with you. I went to, an all-girls school. I never saw this. We never witnessed this. You might hear something about a student, but nothing of consequence. When I say, nothing, it just seemed to be in passing and nothing of the sort. And I just knew that the kind of administrators that we had and teachers, you couldn't dare do it. You couldn't. You couldn't. You'd be out. You'd be out. You wouldn't even think of speaking to a teacher in certain manner. In a certain, no. Whether it's one of sexual or rude or you just can't do it. Despite the school's eventual response, the teacher expressed concern that the root of the problem isn't being addressed, particularly the lack of moral guidance and proper boundaries being taught at home. Absolutely. Because even if you decide to make that choice to live a particular lifestyle, just as how for a heterosexual person, they don't just get up and just, start to come up on people and do all these things. You're taught self-control, self-discipline. The similar should be taught to people who have made that decision to go down such a path. That you don't just get up and just feel like it's a free-for-all and you just operate willy-nilly. Until morals are taught at home, which, I agree with, until children understand what sexual harassment is and what personal space means, it's not going to get better, she said, and I agree with her. Other female teachers have reportedly had similar experiences but are reluctant to speak out publicly. It's embarrassing. You don't want to hear that and somebody of the same sex is approaching you because they're going to say what it is about you that is attracting to them, and people are not going to speak on that. I've never faced that, so I don't I don't even know how to imagine how they feel. The educator hopes her story will encourage more staff to come forward and pressure schools to implement stronger safeguards, and rightly so. Ask the teachers, they will talk to you, she said. We've been going through hell. She's tormenting us. It doesn't matter what we wear, pants or dress, she still finds a way. It's not about your outfit. It's an internal issue, spiritual one, my dear. It is not, even if you wear a bag or a big sheet, it's an internal issue. So that has nothing to do with it. Navarro Peart, head of the guidance counseling department at Mount Alvernia High School, an all-female institution in Western Jamaica, was not commenting on the specific case but spoke generally about the challenges schools face in handling issues of harassment. In recent times, no female teacher at our school has complained of being harassed by a female student, Peart said. But I believe the boldness some students now display is influenced by societal factors, which I agree. No boundaries are being set for students. Students don't even look like students. It's almost like they and myself, we look the same age. We're acting the same way, like full-blown adults. Like them age proper drop off at the almanac. Completely the way how they're acting. No boundaries. Usually they're not held accountable. No boundaries are set and given and enacted. But I believe the boldness some students now display is influenced by societal factors, including what they see in the media and the normalization of certain behaviors in high places. Which is true. So, for example, with the with Mark Golding and what he did with the phone, these things affect trickle down. It trickles down. And I'm not saying that as any jab. I'm saying it because it's fairly recent and it happens time and time. He added that guidance counselors must consistently educate students on personal boundaries and respectful interactions. Oh my goodness, what is going on in schools? The article, you can read it. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. I'm one of those lions.